What is up, YouTube? It is your boy D Murray, and this is D Murray Reacts, where we discuss your favorite videos, Reddit posts, and current news that's going on. We want to welcome you guys to the channel. Just remember, if you do like what you see, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And also, if there's anything that you want to see us react to, feel free to leave a comment. Today, we are going to be doing Am I the Asshole? So, I'm a big fan of the Reddit posts. And this one is someone that says they just fought their neighbor over guest parking. The post was by Mangashi. I think that's how you say it. So if you want to go ahead and go on Reddit and check it out, you can go ahead and you could do so. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it, man. I think this is going to be a good one. I like anybody that's trying to fight somebody else, especially over parking. Pretty ridiculous. I, 37 female, have a neighbor, Lily, who is a 50-ish, I guess they're saying, female, that I generally get along with. We're not friends, but friendly. She cleans the house, and my husband and I recommend her to big clients when they need someone, just a nice neighbor stuff. That's cool. You want to, refer your neighbor to other neighbors? Dope. I ain't got no problem with that. Well, the parking where we live is tight. You get one assigned spot, and then each unit has an additional guest spot in front of your building for your second allowed car or guest spots at the mailbox for anyone. I do have some questions because, sometimes the guest spot, even though it's in front of your unit, it ain't really a guest spot, though. For you, it's just a guest spot, but it just happens to be next to yours. But regardless, we ain't even got there yet, so let's just see. Lily lives in the next building over and has had guests for a few weeks that keeps parking at our building. All right. The car is literally falling apart. A tire fell off the other day. The tags expired in 2020. I saw the guy, and he has an ankle bracelet on like when you're on house arrest. Now, hold on. I don't really think that it's necessary for all of that information. I don't really care whether the guy's on house arrest or not. I guess if the car don't look great, it don't look great, but let's just be real, man. When it comes to apartment buildings, you can have any type of vehicles, in those apartment buildings. I've seen from someone that's lived in apartment buildings, I've seen some pretty messed up cars, and even driven some when I was younger. But beyond it being incredibly annoying that he keeps taking parking at our building, it's sketchy. I'm guessing she thinks it's sketchy because of the dude in the ankle bracelet, but I guess if he's staying in the perimeter, if he's staying in his zone, then I don't think it's sketchy at all. I think my man might just be going to work. He might be trying to get his life together. You ain't give us your name, but he might be trying to get his life together. So, I can't knock somebody for, driving a POS, and trying to get their life together. But, we'll see, maybe he's doing something crazy. She admitted to my husband she's renting to him and another guy. We have small children, and his tags combined with his ankle bracelet made us very uncomfortable. Well, you could tell that this chick ain't never lived in the hood, because if our ankle bracelet and in a sketchy vehicle is somehow got you feeling a little uneasy, maybe move, man. Who knows? Normally, you need to apply to the HOA for approval with a background check to buy or rent here. Now, come on now. I don't think we need to do all this. I'm already starting to feel like you might be an asshole. I don't know, though. Let's just see. Let's see. This morning, my husband texted Lily saying, "Hi, friend. Sorry to bother you, but can you have your guest park at your building or the mailboxes?" See, you and your husband are going a little overboard here, I think. We're going to have a guest over, and we need the spot. But is it your spot? I don't think that anyone has ever verified whether this is actually their spot. They insinuated it was, but the fact that somebody else is able to park there and there truly is no repercussions and you got to ask somebody if it's okay leads me to believe that there's just a guest spot next to every actual reserve spot, which technically ain't your spot. But, but he asked nicely. So we'll see what Lily had to say. So we get home this evening, and what do we find in the spot my husband parks in? Lily's car, and her assigned spot is empty. Okay. In 3 years, she's never parked anywhere but her assigned spot. I'm just not in the mood for pettiness at all, and I text her, "Lily, did you really park at our building instead of your assigned spot?" I think she might have, because I think that she probably took the text a little passive aggressively. let's just be real. Text messages, while your intention can be great, there is also that chance that somebody could read something and be like, oh, you just trying to be an asshole. So I think that Lily may have taken your husband and what he said and been like, oh, this bitch. I don't know. I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying that maybe a this bitch was said out loud. And then she decided to park in your spot. She came over and called for me, so I came out. I'm with it. I'm so with it. So first of all, let's be real. Lily is about to smoke because Lily decided that after the second text, she wasn't having it no more. So she ends up coming over to the crib. So she came out, she called for me. She started berating me, telling me that she had an emergency and had to park there for 10 minutes. I asked her why she didn't park at the guest spot at her building or the mailboxes. And then she said that I know she's being petty and just stop. We're being aggressive, no BS with each other at this point, and she asked me why I wanted to make a problem for her because she's about that life. You know what I'm saying? She's about that life. Why are you making problems? I told her she's making her own problems, and what did she think was going to happen? I'm going to be honest. The person writing this post, I don't really know that you want to smoke. It seems like Lily is all about the smoke. She came straight to the building after the fact. I told her good neighbors are considerate and don't do this. And then she told me too bad that guest spots are guest spots, which is what I thought, right? It's just a guest spot. It's not your guest spot. And are considerate and don't do this. And she said she could do whatever she wants. So I told her to stop being petty. She's being a bad neighbor. And she told me not to F with her because Lily is about that smoke. So at this point, I'm over it. And she says, I told her not to F with me because she's the one breaking all the rules and she'll be the one to lose. Now, see, the one writing this post, the way she's talking lets me know that you don't want any type of physical altercation because that's the type of thing that somebody that like, I'm going to get you with my words. Like, that's the shit they say, right? Like, you're going to lose this. Like, Lily came out for the fight. So even if Lily loses the verbal battle, she going to beat your ass. But we're not there yet, but I think we about to get there. We just asked for the spots tonight for our guest and to leave. She kept trying to yell something at me, and I just didn't care, and I left, and she moved her car. All right. So I already don't like the title. And I could tell that the person that wrote this don't want no problems because to them, they just fought their neighbor. And that is not what I thought. I thought there was a legitimate physical altercation. I guess a verbal battle of wits was had outside over a guest parking spot. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that that's what happened. She essentially says, I'm not sure because the guest spots aren't assigned, which is what I said. But it's been an unwritten consideration. No, it hasn't. There ain't nothing unwritten about it. If somebody could move into that apartment building tomorrow and legitimately they'd be like, I don't care about nobody's guest spots. I will park wherever I want to. Because that's how it works when you're in an apartment building. I know that we would like to say that there's some type of rule that everybody kind of agrees with where we're like, you know what? We're all going to be nice to each other. But when it comes to apartment buildings, this is all war. It's all war. If we're having a party, we will take all the guest spots. Like, this is not how apartment buildings actually work. I think that that's how this person wants the guest spots to work, but that's not how the guest spots work in apartment buildings. But apparently you're supposed to ask your guests to park at your building or at the mailboxes. And she's saying that it's commonly respected, but it's true. A guest spot is for any guest. And that is correct. A guest spot is for any guest, lady. I think in this particular case, you're being an asshole. Now, I also think that Lily's being an asshole, but I think Lily wants to smoke. So I would expect her to be an asshole because the moment you sent the second text, she was at your apartment building telling you to come outside. So I'm already under the impression that she was willing to go the distance. You obviously were not willing to go the distance over this guest spot. And to be perfectly honest with you, because you were not willing to battle to the death, I honestly think that Lily should be able to have your spot and the reserve spot. I think she should have your guest spot, your perceived guest spot, and your reserve spot because you were not willing to battle for it. Now, I know that that's not the way that this works, but I think that in the end, if you was really about that life, you would have done what you had to do for the guest spot. But I get it. But it also seems like you're not going to go to the HOA and nothing about it. So in the end, I think Lily going to be parking in your guest spot quite a bit because she knows that you ain't about that life. But I think that the text, a little passive aggressive, right? Because you already felt a certain kind of way about the company she keeps and what you perceive them to be, wearing ankle bracelets and the cars sketchy and all of that. So in the end, y'all was being kind of an asshole. Lily definitely an asshole, but I don't think that she would argue that she's not. Really, what it comes down to is that it's a guest spot. When it comes to guest spots, that's just what they are for any guest. And because they're for any guest, if you really felt a certain kind of way about it, go to the HOA. Try to make it so that all guest spots are some type of permit spots, right? Some people do that at apartment buildings. You got to have a permit to be in the guest spot, right? And then you have the permit to give out. Maybe that's the goal, right? Maybe you need to go talk to somebody about it. But in the end, what we have learned today is that if you're going to talk to anybody about it, you talk to the HOA. You don't talk to Lily because Lily will beat your ass. Like, regardless of what this situation is, Lily will come for your ass. The smoke is real when it comes to Lily. Don't mess with her. She's been cleaning way too many houses. She's probably super, super salty. So don't be messing with Lily about this. You need to let her and her sketchy boyfriend, who I'm guessing that's probably who that is, go ahead and park in that guest spot unless you want all the smoke. So I think this was a good one. Everybody always ends up being the asshole to me, unfortunately. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know too. Like I said, you can go ahead and you can go to the comments and you can let me know about some other videos you want me to react to, Reddit posts that you want me to react to, anything really. I'm looking for all type of criticism, constructive or not, because I know some people are also assholes. But come back and check us out. We'll be doing this 2 times a week. So we want to thank you for coming out. Once again, comment, like, and subscribe. I'm D Murray. This is D Murray React.